something just futuristic about the bag. I don't know what it is. Is it the color? Is it the PVC? The bag looks like it took a trip from 2052 to join us just for this tutorial. So I'm back this week with another upcycling project because I find that doing this now and again is such a great way to get rid of fabric scraps I have rather than just throwing them in the bin. So in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this really cute, very trendy sort of like scrap PVC fusion tote bag. I'm going to show you guys real quick. So this is what the bag looks like all done. You can see bits of the scraps in there, which I have cut up in small slim strips, and then I went ahead to do like a stitch right across different parts of the bag randomly to secure those scraps in there. So I worked with PVC, fabric scraps, and I decided to use a very contrasting color of thread, which is like this neon green that I've never ever used. I just thought it would look really cool. And yeah, if you want to see how I make this tote bag, make sure to keep on watching. I would love to see your recreation, so make me to tag me on social media at Kim Dave Designs. And that being said, let's get straight into this tutorial. I'm going to be working with the following materials to create this PVC tote bag. I have my fabric scraps from so many projects I've done in the past, and I have different colors, textures, and prints. I also have 1.5 meters of clear PVC, which I'm going to be using for the bag to make it waterproof. I have my tape measure as well as a fabric scissors. So the bag dimension is fairly on the big side. It's about 14 inches wide and 16 inches tall, and the straps are about 1.5 inches wide and 35 inches long. So to get the main body bag, I've doubled my PVC like this, and I am going to be measuring about 35 to 37 inches in terms of length and 15.5 inches in terms of width. This is going to be folded in half to make the entire bag. So I'm just marking the width across like so, and I'm going to be drawing a long line like so. And then for the straps, I'm just going to be using my metal ruler as a gauge for my strap width, which is about 1.5 inches, and you need to cut 2 straps for your tote bag. So once I've drawn that in, I know I can go ahead and cut out my panels, cut out my main bag, cut out the 2 straps, so I have those ready to work with. After cutting out these pieces, you would need to also cut out the small inner pocket in the same PVC material, and I'm going for a pocket that is about 7 inches by 7 inches, so it's like a square, and this is going to be on the inside of the bag, so that lets me put like cards and phones and stuff, so I'm not digging for small things when I am using this bag. So once I've measured the dimension, I'm just going to go ahead and cut out that inner pocket. You have the freedom to do multiple pockets or even make yours bigger if you want to. So with that being done, that is the last piece you need to cut. Once you have all of your PVC pieces cut and ready to go, you can go ahead and start shredding your fabric scraps to create the beautiful texture and color that this bag has on the outside. So let's get into the very interesting part, which is shredding the fabrics. I'm going to be shredding the different fabrics in thin strips. I would say about 1.5 inches long and 1/2 inch wide. It doesn't have to be exact, because the beauty about projects like these is the whole upcycling side and mixing fabrics of different colors, prints, and textures to create a motif that is multicolored and would be really good to like style with different outfits. And because we're going to be sandwiching all these scraps in the PVC sheet, the bag is going to be waterproof, which means it's going to make a great holiday or beach bag or a shopping bag for wet ingredients. So once you have all of your strips cut, I really suggest you sprinkle them as much as possible. Mix up all the colors, because the more vibrant the colors, the more contrast your bag will have. So once you're happy with the amount of strips you have, I really recommend covering as much as possible so that the bag is not transparent and people can see what is on the inside. So I've only done this on one side, and I've put dotted lines through the middle point of that back piece, and I'm going to be taking the other side and sandwiching the strips in the middle like so. So once you lay that other empty part over like this, I'm going to grab some small pegs to just hold the ends closed. Because there's nothing holding those strips down, they can easily fall out of that part that we've just placed them in. So just ensure you have something sort of closing them around the ends before going ahead to sew the sides and the open top that is open. So all of that close. Another thing I would say is to use a walking foot, because I found when sewing PVC it can be very difficult for the material to move. So if you have a walking foot, I highly recommend using that. And to create the interesting texture that this bag has, I went ahead to do zigzag stitches in such a way that I did straight stitches and then crossed them randomly across the entire bag. If you want it to be a whole lot more uniform, you have the freedom to do so as well. Next up, I folded the entire piece in half, so that gives me where the middle point is, and I'm going to be attaching the inside pocket on one side. So there's no really right or wrong side in this bag because it's essentially the same thing on the right and the wrong side, but once you choose to attach that pocket on this side, that becomes the inside of your bag. So I'm just centering the pocket piece like so, and ensuring English is hard, ensuring it's in the middle of the piece on this side and it's closer to the top so it's easy to reach for the pocket. And then I'm going to be sewing across the sides and the bottom, leaving the top end open for me to have access to that pocket. So once that is done, I'm going to fold the bag in such a way that we put our right sides in quotes together, and then the wrong side is where your pocket sits, and we're going to be sewing up the sides to close off those ends of the bag. After sewing that up, I'm just going to go in and trim off the excess seam allowance, so that allows me to fold this bag inside or out a whole lot easier. So once that is done, the next thing I'm going to be working on is the straps, which we're going to attach to that open end of our tote bag. So the straps I cut in such a way that I cut a pair in one go. So this is a pair like this, and because PVC sticks together once you put it together, I know that I have to stitch both layers together along the ends. So I just did a simple straight stitch that is roughly 0.5 centimeter from the edge, and this adds like a really nice flash of color to your straps, and it ensures those two pieces stay together. So I'm going in here to fold the top end of the tote bag like so, and once I've folded it evenly on those both sides, I'm going to attach the strap to this top folded end. So I'm going to grab one strap first, and I'm going to measure from both ends so it's properly centered along this side, and just use a small peg to hold down the strap while I take this to my machine to sew. You will need to repeat this for the other side of the bag with the other strap, and essentially you will just sew around the entire opening of this bag, sewing in that fold, sewing in the strap, and just concealing any raw edge that would otherwise be on that top side of the bag. So once you've done this, you've attached your straps, you can go in and check that you're happy with everything, and then turn the bag inside out so you have sort of the right side in quotes on the right side of the bag, and you tuck all of the seams to the inside. With that done, your bag is finished. This was a really fun and quick project to do, and it's something that if you are a beginner or if you are not ready to do like any advanced project, it's a great way to start. It's a great way to also use all of your scrap fabrics. You can have fun with the colors and the types of strips that you decide to work with. You can decide to only work with black and white strips or only anchor strips. Just be as sort of playful and as creative as possible. But if you guys enjoyed watching this tutorial, let me know in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and if you're going to be trying this as well, you know I love to see your recreations. Make sure to tag me on Instagram at KimDaveDesigns, and until my next video, have a good morning, afternoon and evening wherever you are. Bye.